Hi guys, and welcome to this week's vlog. This week I'm going to be doing a video with advice and tips for booking a holiday to Disneyland Paris. So me and Rebecca have just paid off our last part of our holiday, and I thought I would give you some advice and talk you through how I went about booking it. And hopefully this will help you when you're booking your trip. The way that I normally start looking to book a holiday for Disney, any type of Disney, is looking on the Disney website. So I normally would add up everything that I would need, so the room, the ticket, travel there. In the case of Paris, I wouldn't look for a hire car or anything like that because everything's roughly within 15, 20, 25-minute walk. The hotels that I would stay in anyway. But if I was going to Florida, I'd look for a hire car and things like that. So I would start my search on Disney. I'd get a rough ballpark figure. And then I'd go on separate sites and have a look, say, on one site, how much the flights, if I was flying, or Eurostar. So I'd look for travel. Then I'd look for accommodation, and then I'd look for the tickets and see how much that would cost. And then I'd look at packages, and I'd tend to go for packages over other things just because it makes it a bit easier, and you tend to get a good deal if you go on a package holiday, and that's what we ended up doing. So with the packages, I ended up with what website was it? The company was Walt Disney Travel Company, so it's part of Disney, but it's not on the Disneyland Paris website. I don't know how I got there, but it was through the one that is connected to all of them. So all of them you can buy from Disneyland California, you can buy for Florida, you can buy for Shanghai. All of them are on this site, and I just clicked on Paris and then went through the process there. And I think I worked out that it was maybe £5 more expensive. However, with that one I could part pay. So I had to pay a certain amount as a deposit and then pay the rest, which was due today, but we paid it Tuesday. So whereas the other one, I had to pay everything all at once, and most of the time you don't have that money there and you will need the time to save. So it gave us a couple of months to get things sorted, and then we paid it off the other day. So that is another reason, even though it was more expensive than on the Disneyland Paris website, it was worth it for less hassle. I think when you're looking at these prices and the prices of the different packages, also look for what is less hassle for you, because at the end of the day you want your holiday experience to be as easy and as simple as you can, and that way it was less stress for us, and it was still cheaper than other websites. We still got 15% discount, we got half board plus thrown in as well. So we've got two of our meals covered each day, so we only have to buy ourselves lunch or dinner, whichever one we choose. So we still got all of the things really that's on offer from the normal Disneyland Paris site. It was just maybe £5 more expensive. And we also got, because we're going on the Eurostar, we also got check-in on the Eurostar thrown in, whereas it was an extra however much on the Disney site. So with that being £5 more expensive on this one, on the other site it didn't include the check-in. We'd have had to have paid more. I think it was another 60 quid. So we actually really saved £55 in effect by going through that company and getting to be able to pay it in instalments. You also need to keep in mind the hours that you're travelling. So if you're just adults in your party, then you can go whenever you want really. We are going quite early. I think we've got a 10 o'clock Eurostar on the way out and 7 o'clock on the way back, I think. So we've got plenty of time in the parks, but they're going to be long days because I think we're going to go straight in. But if you've got small children, it might be an idea to maybe go in the afternoon on the way in, just so it's not such an early start, and do an evening on the way back and they can fall asleep as you're travelling, that kind of thing. But make sure you keep in mind the travelling times and how long it's going to take you, and what you need to take really that's for the journey, and whether flying works better for you or Eurostar. I think it worked out about the same, but I did notice that if we'd have flown from Doncaster, which is closer to us, it would have been more expensive, because it's a smaller airport than flying from Manchester or Birmingham or even London. London was the cheapest, Gatwick. So either way, both Rebecca and I are going to have to get a train down to London, either the day before or early in the morning. Probably we'd have to be up at 6, I think, to make sure that we got down there in time through all the security checks and ready to get on the train. With the Disney dining that we got thrown in, we'll probably, if we're wanting to eat at some of the better restaurants, we're going to have to book in advance, and it's normally 60 days in advance before you actually travel that you can book. So in a few days time I'll be looking at whether we book anything or not, or whether we'll just wing it. It's easier to get a table for 2 than it is to get a table for 10, you know, so the more you have the harder it is. So hopefully we'll be okay. Might book 1 or 2, might not. We'll just see where we are. But obviously if you are in a larger party, definitely take advantage of booking your tables, and I would definitely recommend at least 3 of the restaurants. So they've renamed one of them. It's now something to do with Jack Sparrow. It used to be like Blue Lagoon or something. There's that restaurant. There's Chef Mickey, which is in the Disney Village, which is a character meal, so you can try that one out. And Chez Remy, which is Ratatouille. It's based on Ratatouille. So they're just three examples of restaurants that you can book, and we have eaten there and they're great. So, you know, definitely look up your choices of what you eat, what your kids eat, or what your friends eat, and just be aware and judge that if you're wanting to book. Definitely if there's more than 2 of you, it's best to book in advance. I think with Paris it's a lot easier in terms of the planning, and it's easier to book and everything than it is Florida, because Florida is so far away. There's a lot more to it, and there's a lot more theme parks as well. You factor in Universal, you factor in SeaWorld and all the other things, whereas Paris, if you're just going solely for Disneyland Paris, then it's easy, it's all there. Obviously if you were going into the centre of Paris it'd be a bit different. It's a lot easier, and Disneyland Paris still run on the old FastPass system, so they don't do like in America where you have again 60 days or 30 days I think, if you're not staying in a hotel, where you have to book your FastPasses. In Paris it doesn't work like that. So you go around, it's the old system where you flash your ticket and it gives you another ticket, which is a FastPass, and you use it for whatever ride you want to go on. So that again makes it a lot easier. Definitely if you're wanting to have an easier time going to a Disney, go to Paris. However, I would say it's, you know, for some of the prices that you have to pay, it's almost worth saving up just a tiny bit more and going to Florida for 2 weeks than going to Paris for 4 days. Really, because it's just about as much. I think if you stayed there for 2 weeks it would be a lot more money than it would be going to Florida in all honesty. In a few weeks time I'll be doing another video talking about the planning for Florida and what we've done in the past, and a few tips and tricks on how to go about planning fast passes and things like that. So that'll be posted in a few weeks. If there's anything you think I've missed from this video, do let me know. If you're wanting to know more about the parks and going in more in depth inside the parks, I can do a few more videos about that if you'd like. Just let me know, comment below. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.